The G League Ignite program is one of the newest ways for top prospects to prepare for the NBA. As of 2020, it has allowed players to receive special training and preparation for the NBA made by the league itself. And Team Ignite has already produced players like Jalen Green and now Scoot Henderson, who are both top prospects in the NBA draft. The league is rumored to pay as much as $500,000 for top prospects to join, though it's hard to believe that any top players would turn down an opportunity for that kind of money. But we don't know much about the Ignite, and we definitely don't see them on TV much. So let's be honest about what the Ignite program really is, because it might as well be a college basketball team that plays against G League competition. And it's just as much a gamble for you to make it in the league as it would be to sign with Kentucky or Duke, and this is why. First things first, the Ignite program is not for everybody, because the NBA is trying to build a training program for the league itself. So the only way to get in is that NBA scouts have to have their eye on you in the first place. The team is based out of Henderson, Nevada, but any player who joins also has the opportunity to receive a full scholarship to Arizona State University. So I'm gonna assume that those classes are online. And most of the roster is already filled with players who have NBA experience, either in the NBA itself, the preseason, or at the very least, the summer league. So there's only a few spots left for high school aged recruits. And in 2020, the first year that the team was actually in effect, they got Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Isaiah Todd, and Daishen Nix to join the team. And on ESPN Recruiting, they were all the number 1, 4, 15, and 21st recruits. I bring that up for a reason, because after that season, 3 of them were drafted 2nd, 7th, and 31st. Notice I didn't say anything about the 4th player, because Daishen Nix specifically went undrafted. What I'm trying to point out is had they just gone to a regular college anyway, those are about the same draft positions we would have expected for them. If you are the number 1 recruit in the nation, you are expected to be a high lottery pick if you go one and done. And if you're ranked in the top 10, you still got a good shot to land in the lottery. From 11 to 20, you're most likely gonna land either in the end of the first round or perhaps the beginning of the second round. And if you fall out of the top 20, you're probably gonna go undrafted. That's exactly what happened to Green, Kuminga, and Todd. Daishen Nix was 21st, and he didn't get drafted. I'm not saying that he couldn't make it in the league in the future, but it's unlikely that going one and done is going to pan out. The problem is, the Ignite program doesn't really allow a player to re-up for another season, like college does. So with everything we have to go off of, Team Ignite might as well be a college basketball team. And of course, they do play against G League competition. But just about any top college basketball program could hold their own against G League teams, especially if they have a top NBA draft prospect on their roster. If the plan is to prepare the players better than college, then the G League Ignite has some work to do. As of right now, they play roughly the same amount of games as a college basketball team would, but they don't play in the G League playoffs. The biggest difference between the Ignite and maybe playing for Duke is that Duke does not directly pay its players, but NIL now takes care of that at the college level. And remember, you can come back to Duke for another season if you want to, but after 1 year with the Ignite, it's NBA or bust. And besides, getting on Team Ignite is even harder than simply getting recruited to play high-level D1 basketball. Less than 30 players in any recruiting class might have the option. And playing for the Ignite can just as easily expose a player as not being NBA ready as it could be to prepare them. Scoot Henderson is considered to be the top prospect from the Ignite this season. He was the 7th ranked recruit in the class of 2021, but on technicality, He graduated high school early, though he played 2 seasons for the Ignite. And now, he is expected to be a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. Scoot Henderson basically substituted 2 years of college with 2 years for the Ignite program. And he had the talent for the league anyway. He just got paid a little bit more while he waited. And if you do get a chance to play for the Ignite, it can certainly help your draft stock. But the same could be said about March Madness. And with NIL deals seemingly here to stay, the pay from the G League doesn't seem to make as much of a difference anymore. So it seems that if the G League Ignite is going to find a way to thrive over the coming years, they're going to need to find a way to sweeten their deal.